Surprise, surprise.
Well, actually, we could do that. I'll put that
Been waiting all year. For this day I cheer. Got my party gear on. Meet my best friend Kim. I hope it's going to snow for our Christmas show. Make them jingle bells sing. Fa la 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 la. I've been sleeping in my Christmas tie. Got a present wrapped in a fancy box. Shh, don't tell it's a fancy box. But we'll sing fa la 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 la. What? This is where I wanna snap. Fa la la. Take a Christmas sleigh ride. Fa la la. Will this joy ever subside? Fa la la fa la 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 la. This is where I wanna stay. Fa la la la. I could do this every day. Fa la la la. Let us stop without delay. Fa la la. Fa la 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 la. Merry Christmas, everyone! Whew, that was awful. We shouldn't do that. Hey everyone, I'm Cassandra.
And I'm Kira.
And welcome to Central Kids TV Christmas Edition. I'm so excited. I know. Christmas is almost here. And that means it's time to share the Christmas story. I love a bedtime story. Okay, so story is the wrong word, Kim. It's true history that took place just over 2,000 years ago in a place called Jerusalem.
Well, actually, Cassandra, it started in a small town called Nazareth.
You're right about that. It all begins with a young girl named Mary.
Mary was engaged to a man named Joseph and just living her life when one day she was visited by an angel.
The angel tells Mary that she is going to have a baby boy and that she needs to name him Jesus. Jesus means the Lord saves and he will rule over God's people forever.
She's going to give birth to the Son of God. Mary goes from living a very quiet, normal life to now giving birth to Jesus, the Son of God.
Mary then goes to visit her cousin Elizabeth, who is also having a baby, and there her heart is filled with joy. She even sings a song. Through her son, God is going to bring down rulers from their thrones and lift up the poor and humble.
Now, several months later, when Mary is really pregnant, something happens. She and her fiancé Joseph have to go to the town of Bethlehem.
Yeah, the land was ruled by the Roman Empire and the government wanted to increase the taxes. So the government told everyone they had to go and be counted and registered in the town of their family line.
The trip from Nazareth to Bethlehem was about 7 days by foot or donkey.
That is such a long way to travel, especially when you're about to have a baby, right, Kim?
Yep, they didn't have a car. It was sure hot and it was dusty. There were no restaurants, no hotels, no bathrooms.
And when they finally made it to Bethlehem, the town was packed full of people. Everyone was there to be counted by the government.
Mary and Joseph, they couldn't find a place to stay, not anywhere, until finally a family let them stay in their stable.
Yep, you all heard her right. They stayed in the stable where all the animals slept and ate and pooped.
I bet that smelled bad. But it didn't matter.
No.
It was time for the baby to come.
When he was born, Mary and Joseph named him Jesus, just like the angel told them. The Son of God was born.
Amongst all the animals, Jesus had arrived. Mary wrapped him in strips of cloth to keep him warm and snuggly. And since there was no crib or bed or anything, she placed him in a manger.
AKA a feeding trough for all the animals. But that's what they had to do.
Meanwhile, in a field not far away, There were some shepherds.
Now, shepherds were the least of the least. They lived outside every day with the sheep. They ate with the sheep. They slept with the sheep, and they probably smelled like the sheep. People didn't really want to hang out with the shepherd.
That night when Jesus was born, an angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone all around them. The shepherds, they were terrified.
I would be if an angel suddenly appeared to me, but the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news. It will bring great joy for all the people. Today in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord. Here is how you will know I'm telling you the truth. You will find a baby wrapped in strips of cloth and lying in a manger."
Suddenly, a large group of angels appeared from heaven. Everywhere, all over, they were praising God.
The angels left. Then the shepherds said to one another, "Let's go to Bethlehem. Let's see this thing that has happened, which the Lord has told us about."
So they hurried off and found the baby. They found Mary and Joseph, and the baby was lying in a manger, just as the angel had told them.
After the shepherds had seen him, they told everyone. They reported what the angel had said about this baby. All who heard it were amazed at what the shepherds said to them. The Son of God had been born. The rescuer was here.
The shepherds gave glory and praise to God. Everything they had seen and heard was just as they had been told.
Yep. I love that once the shepherds heard from the angel about Jesus and that he had been born and that he was there in the manger, they rushed off to see him.
And once they saw Jesus, the next thing they did was they went out and they told everyone they met.
Telling the shepherds first about the birth of Jesus was God's way of making it clear that Jesus is not just for people who are rich and famous,
or people who live in a certain country or city,
or people who look a certain way. No, Jesus came for everybody, all of us.
And don't miss this, Jesus came to earth for you. And he grew up and he showed us what God is really like.
He showed us how to love God, how to love others, and then he laid down his life to take on the sin and the brokenness of the world.
He died on the cross. And when God raised Jesus to life, death was defeated.
So, why do we celebrate Christmas in such a big way every year?
Because God sent Jesus to earth for you and me, all of us, and everyone in the world.
Our big idea today is Jesus is for everyone.
Jesus is for everyone. It doesn't matter where you live or how many mistakes you've made.
It doesn't matter what language you speak or what kind of grades you get.
Jesus is for everyone.
So remember this Christmas, as you're opening presents, hanging out with family and friends,
or eating lots of good food like Christmas cookies,
that Jesus is for everyone.
Have a great Christmas, everyone. See you next year.
Kim, I think we need to work on that song. We were really, really off key in some of our fa la 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 la's.
You think my fa la 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 was off?
Yeah, just a little bit.